Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Shawal. Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Nur Mufida binti Muhammad. And this is our presentation for the subject ADS 460, Management Principle and Practices, Bachelor Administrative Science and Policy Studies. As requested, each group is required to choose any of the tourism industry or sector, such as hotel, travel agency, agro-tourism, edu-tourism, and etc. And conduct research to examine the impact of effective management on the overall success of an organization, as well as how the organization operates in terms of management trends and issues, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic or post-COVID-19. So therefore, our group has made a consensus to choose Petroleum Nasional Berhad, who is well known as Petronas. The group is engaged in broad spectrum of petroleum activities. So the reason why all of us choose Petroleum Nasional Berhad is because it is a Malaysian oil and gas company, and it is an international oil and gas company that has been ranked among Fortune Global 500's largest corporations in the world. So it is easier to find their company's secondary data as it is well-known company. Petronas is an acronym for Petroleum Nasional Berhad. It was set up as the national oil company for Malaysia on 17 August 1974. Petronas, which is wholly owned by the government, is the company entrusted with all Malaysia's oil and gas resources and is responsible for creating and adding value to these resources. The company is headquartered at the Petronas Tower, which was officially opened on Malaysia's 42nd National Day, 1999, in the corporation 24th anniversary year. The group is engaged in a broad spectrum of petroleum activities, including upstream exploration and production of oil and gas to downstream oil refining, marketing and distribution of petroleum products, trading, gas processing, and Petronas has developed from only being the manager or the regulator of Malaysia's upstream sector into a fully production of oil and gas. Petronas has been ranked among the world's Fortune Global 500 registered companies. Following its investment, Petronas has expanded into a multinational oil and gas company with business interests in 31 countries. At the end of March 2005, the Petronas Group consists of 103 wholly owned subsidiaries, 19 part-owned outfits, and 57 affiliate companies. From 1988 to 2015, Petronas accounted for 0.69% of global industrial greenhouse gas emissions. And today, within a strong foothold in the country while building on to its domestic operations, Petronas has expanded actively into the global market, forging its goal of being a multinational oil firm. So that's all from me, and my friend Lokman and Mohta will continue our next presentations. Thank you.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Succes awal. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wan Muhammad Lukman bin Wan Ilyas. I would like to present about subject ADS 460, Management Principle and Practice Bachelor Administrative Science and Policy Studies. Second point is ethical issues that organization face. A circumstance in which a moral conundrum is present and needs to be resolved is an example of an ethical issue. To put it another way, it is a circumstance in which one moral standard is violated by others. Ethical difficulties develop whenever a certain action, circumstance, or action cause a conflict with the moral standards that are upheld by a society. People and organizations both have the potential to be impaired by this conflict because every action they take might be called into question from an ethical standpoint. People are susceptible to this kind of problems either in their connection with other people or in their relationship with organization, and the same can be said of organization. Next one of Petronas' many issues with its ethical standard is embezzlement. We could define embezzlement as the act of someone who fraudulently appropriate funds that were entrusted to their care but we actually held by another person. The illegal act of secretly removing money that is in your care or that belongs to a corporation or firm where you are employed and spending it on personal expenses. An embezzler may create bills and receipts for commercial transactions or service that never took place in order to pass off the transfer of funds as a genuine transaction. This is done in order to conceal the fact that the monies were stolen. For instance, embezzlement can take place at Petronas when the company works with a partner who is registered as a contractor and who creates invoice and collects payment but who does not actually deliver the service for which they are paid. Last but not least, one of the problems that arise in terms of ethics at Petronas is the misuse of company property. It takes place when a worker makes improper use of business property and disregards the policy that Petronas has established in order to prevent such behavior. The misuse of company property by employees presents a wide variety of risks to the typical employer, particularly when the risk is posed by the employee's own college. The terms car, equipment, document, and computer can all be used to refer to business property. Misuse of company property can sometimes be traced back to simple case of multiple employees working together to violate a liberal use policy for employees. By abusing the corporate computing system in certain cases, efforts taken by leadership in the organization to deal with challenges that arise. The fortune of every business inevitably swing both ways. There are many potential issues that could occur without good management. As a result, the function of a leader inside of organization is critically crucial in terms of finding solutions to the issues that arise. Petronas is a major organization. As a result, this large corporation face the possibility of a number of significant issues simultaneously. First, in regard to the framework of policies, next step up domestic exploration and production to a higher level. It is the initial step of the production of energy and encompasses the phases of looking, exploring, drilling, and extracting the energy. Enhanced output from already introducing fields is one of the benefits of exploration and production, along with accelerated monetization of marginal resources, and increased exploration activities. As the guardian of Malaysian oil and gas resources, Petronas is always working to develop exploration and production activities within the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to Syawal. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Mokhtar bin Ibrahim. I will present the next part is effort taken by Petronas to deal with pandemic COVID-19. Petronas is continuing to strengthen the precautionary and preventative process it has in place in accordance with the standards set forth by the Government of Malaysia. This is done since the well-being for the people is the first concern and will continue to be so the foreseeable future. According to Tengku Muhammad Taufik, President and Group Chief Executive Officer of Petronas. Petronas has endured a very challenging first half of the year, and they expect the performance of the organization to be affected by volatility of oil price, which continue to be exhibited by uncertainties brought about the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, Petronas expect that the performance of the organization will be affected by the effect that the pandemic of COVID-19 is expected to continue. Tengku Muhammad Taufik is cited as noting that the first half of the year was extremely difficult of the Petronas. They have stated that they are dedicated to implementing all of the essential steps that are required for their part to recovery, which will include redesigning their portfolio mix, returning the human capital question, and placing an emphasis on focused execution with velocity. They have also stated they are dedicated to implementing all of the essential steps that are required for part of recovery. Petronas have implemented the scary safety measure and additional process to ensure the continued protection of its frontline employees as they carry on the responsibility of essential activity both onshore and offshore. This process include both the implementation of safety measure and the implementation of additional process. In addition to this, the company business operating units are working closely with National Security Council of Malaysia and relevant authorities, particularly for plant and on-site workforce, to establish structure SSE standard and standard operating procedure will ensuring minimal disruption to the business and operation. This is particularly important for the plant on-site workforce. This is almost 70% for the manufacturing facility and the personnel located on site. The next part, company corporate social responsibility and the impact towards. Petronas will respect human rights within the area of influence by contributing to the needs of the community, investing in training and education, and conducting business in an open and honest manner. Throughout the product life cycle, Petronas will make certain that is offering address to quality and healthy and safety regulation as well certified and varied requirement of society. Petronas contribute to the reduction and elimination of injury, health risks, and damage to properties and communicators as well as the preservation of environment. Positive social impact. Petronas gave 20 million worth of medical equipment and supply to SS hospital and healthy care frontliner in Malaysia in the fight against the COVID-19 outbreak. This orientation cover hospital beds, veterinary and matters for intensive care units. This endeavor, which is being carried out by Yayasan Petronas, the company corporate social responsibility arms, is advance of the company dedicated to enhancing general welfare of society. Petronas, in conjunction with the Malaysian Society, come up with the idea for Water for Life program, which aim to improve people access to clean water by constituting gravity-based water system in outlying communities. Villages all around Malaysia will be able to experience an improvement in the quality of life as well the economic well-being if this valuable resource is made more accessible to them. In addition, Petronas has launched 2 new programs with the intention of enhancing the capacities of local small firms operating in the oil gas sector in Malaysia. This is a direct result of the achievement of the VDP, which have prompted numerous other government and business to initiate their very own accelerator programs. Petronas also provide financial assistance to materials students who are interested in pursuing post-secondary education in industry connected to oil and gas at organized educational institution located in Malaysia and throughout the world. They hope to provide young people with more opportunities so that they can further the education, improve themselves, and have more promising future. The next part, the conclusion. Petronas' unparalleled knowledge and expertise, along with technology and operational capabilities, have made it simple for international business and the country which they operate to accept it as the preferred strategic partner over the course of the story. In spite of the challenging market and economic condition, Petronas is still able to integrate its operation, create the value, and expand their reach throughout the world. The company goal is become leading oil and gas multinational of choice, and this would have to go closer to achieving that goal. In conclusion, Petronas will continue to improve market efficiency, strength its resilience, and its to capacity to address the challenge of providing a sustainable energy future for all of stakeholders. This improvement will be made in tandem with the company commitment to achieving its result. In addition, will be driven by the mission as set for itself, which is to serve the country and is preceded by maintaining high technical and credible standard with at the same time maximize the return of shareholder. That's all for me. Thank you, Sasawal.